If it's trending, it's here now. This is Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
Now Trending, sponsored by our friends from Culver's. Find a Culver's location near you, acetj.com/Culver's. The walleye dinner back for Lent 2024. So delicious. acetj.com/Culver's. We'll get to all the Grammy stuff. That's what's dominating the news this morning. But Justin Bieber over the weekend was front and center at the NHL All-Star Game over the weekend. And he sounded great. He did a bunch of performances. It's been a while since we've seen Justin Bieber. And he was singing, and his voice was spot on.
Really?
Spot on.
Good for him.
I saw him behind one of the benches of the teams, and he was there the whole time, just hanging out with the team.
Yeah, he's a big hockey guy, and I think they probably love having him around. They're like, a little bit of star power.
Yeah.
But he posted all these pictures of him rehearsing, so a lot of people are speculating that he will be one of the surprise performers during Usher's Super Bowl halftime performance.
That
would be kind of wild.
It would be great to see him back because he's had that health issue that he canceled a tour and he's had a lot of health problems. So if he could do that, I think that would be super.
Do you think?
And remember, Usher found Bieber, right? And so that's how they've got a long history of collaborating and working together.
Do you think Usher's irritated that the Taylor Travis thing has kind of become the story of the Super Bowl rather than like his performance? Or do you think you don't think that kind of is like a little irritating? Like nobody's talking about, because nobody is talking about Usher right now. Yeah. No one. It is all about Travis Taylor. Boom, 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 all the time. And I wonder if Usher feels a little bit slighted, like, I've been working so hard. I don't know. I
don't see where he really could, because that's just kind of an organic thing. That's just the thing that happens. He's got to look at that and go, well, I can't do anything about that. It's not like she put out an album or something. That's just a natural occurrence.
You don't think he's annoyed though?
He might be slightly annoyed. Yeah. He might make him go, okay, I'm gonna remind these people how good I am. It might be, sure, you're looking for an edge.
Yeah, that would annoy me. So Taylor isn't, well, hold on. Before I get to all that Taylor stuff, did you guys see SNL announced that Shane Gillis is going to be hosting the show on February 24th?
Yeah.
Crazy.
So he was the cast member they hired and then fired like a week later before he even debuted on the show, because they unearthed like this podcast clip of him making jokes about Asians. And since then, he's kind of like doubled down and put out a whole Netflix special where he's pretty, he does not care about PC culture or being canceled. So now I think they're trying to capitalize on the kind of momentum that he's got. But it is a weird move, right? To bring back somebody they fired.
A little unexpected.
A little unexpected.
Saturday Night Live has always been ultra liberal in their stuff, but they used to be more balanced than they are. They would make fun of Democrat politicians and people who were lunatic liberals and things like that. They stopped that mostly with like other comedians did when President Obama was elected. So they've been getting more and more heat about it being just an unfunny leftist sketch comedy show, and that it's just terrible. And like this, was it last week they had Nikki Haley pop up out of the crowd and
on Saturday night.
and do that, and well, there we go. There's our one thing. Can't say that we're so biased now. We had a Republican candidate for president in the audience, and she was just there to make fun of Trump.
Yeah, the guy that plays Trump is really funny.
I think that may be what they're doing with this. All right, we got to get this. This will be great, and then people will get off our backs for a little while, and we can get back to trying to push the agenda.
The Grammys were last night. Taylor Swift is the top trending topic. She won Album of the Year, which is like the big award. But Miley Cyrus won her first Grammys, and she performed, did a little tribute to Tina Turner. What else? And Taylor Swift announced her next album, which is called like President of the Dead Poet Society or something like weird.
That's her fourth Album of the Year Grammy, which makes her the all-time champion or whatever. She's now the record holder for Album of the Year. More Album of the Year Grammys than anyone.
Yeah. Luke Combs, Tracy Chapman performed. I don't know, a little sleepy to me. Yeah. And then Joni Mitchell, 80 years old, they trot her out in a chair with a walking cane and sing something. I found that very odd. And I'm sure she was wonderful.
Yeah.
If you're a Joni Mitchell fan.
The other thing a lot of people are talking about is a tribute to, there was Annie Lennox performed the Sinead O'Connor song Nothing Compares to You, and at the end I forgot exactly what she said, but she called for ceasefire in Gaza.
Oh, okay.
And so a lot of people are.
So she's anti-Semitic.
A lot of people are on her side. A lot of people are calling her anti-Semitic. It's kind of all over the place this morning.
Did she do fight the real enemy and tear up a picture of the Pope?
No, but it was very reminiscent of that.
Was it really?
Well, no,
Okay.
just her calling for the ceasefire.
Yeah. So there was a lot of things going on last night, and then Jay-Z won the Lifetime Achievement Award, the Dr. Dre Lifetime Achievement Award, and brought Blue Ivy up on stage, who's like a full adult now. Kind of wild scene over there. But those are just a few things that are now trending.
All right, you've got a great place that you can move into, and it's at a great price. But one thing used to be, it used to happen in this place that you've found. Would it keep you from moving in? We'll find out next.
Share Funny is now a little extra. The Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 a.m. live on the Ace and TJ Family app and anytime wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
All guests of the Ace and TJ show stay at the Hyatt-centric Charlotte South Park. Beautiful rooms, incredible dining options. Book your room by calling 980-299-7123. It's the Hyatt-centric Charlotte South Park. The Johnson Group has been cleaning some of Charlotte's most prestigious businesses since 1985. Family owned and operated. Learn more at acetj.com/clean. It's first-class cleaning with the Johnson Group. Attention Charlotte, treat yourself to a delicious meal that's made with fresh, seasonal ingredients and ready in just 20 minutes. Enjoy a fine dining experience without ever leaving your home. Head over to tableandtwine.com.
Currents is Lake Norman's #1 lifestyle magazine. Every month, Currents brings you the latest news on what's happening in the Lake Norman area. They've been serving the Lake Norman community for over 13 years. See the latest issue of Currents now at lncurrents.com.
Winter is here, which means you're just going to stay inside and not do anything fun and exciting, right? No, that is wrong, because this year you're going to go to acetj.com/Gaston and see all of the incredible things that you can do right now in Gaston County. Everything is laid out for you, from things to do, to restaurants, to bars, to shopping, to unique weekend activities. And we'll get you ready for the spring and the summer with a list of all their great festivals. Find all of this and much more at acetj.com/Gaston.
Miss any part of today's show? Catch up anytime on the Ace and TJ Family app or wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Ooh. Got to get going here. Had a craziness weekend up until 10:30 one night this weekend. Bad business. I don't like that. All right, I can't remember. I know we've talked about this before, but I can't remember where each one of you lies in your opinion here. Riggins, did you say you would or wouldn't buy a house that used to be a funeral home?
I would not.
You would not. You'd be creeped out by sleeping in a house that was a funeral home.
Yes.
Ace?
I think I could do it. Yeah, it depends on how big the house is, but I believe I could.
Rob?
Nope, no way.
All right. Well, what if it was just a really nice house that that the family that lived there before had been murdered in the house? They got murdered in the house. No?
Nope.
But it's a really nice house.
Yeah, it's a really nice house, and the person that murdered him wasn't, because it was in a high crime area or anything. It was just a family member that went nuts. Slayed him in the house.
I don't know, man. I think I could do that.
Riggins?
No, I couldn't.
Okay, I could.
Yeah.
If it's a good deal on a nice house in a great area.
I miss having
yeah.
a nice house, so yeah, I would be into 100%.
Okay, well, does this go past that? Does this situation I'm about to tell you about, does it change how you would feel about that. There's a guy named Mr. Ice Guy. Mr. Ice Guy.
Okay.
He's an entrepreneur, and he runs the world's biggest cryogenics lab. And that's where when people die, they're frozen. Their whole bodies are frozen in the hopes that someday they can be brought back to life. And you can see in this facility these huge cylinders, just rows and rows of them that contain deceased but frozen bodies. Let's say he got a bigger place, sold his business here, and people took it and turned it into apartment complexes or something, or condos.
Yeah.
Would you have any problem using that building for your home?
Wouldn't faze me a bit.
Would you, Rob?
I don't like that either.
Okay.
I'm gonna pass.
What's the difference, though, Riggins?
The murder.
The murder? Well, earlier it was a funeral home I used as an example,
Yeah.
and you said you wouldn't do that.
Because there's such an element of death in the building. Like, it's about death.
Well, so is this.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's one step removed from that because they're already dead before they get there, and
Well,
they're
they don't kill them. They don't kill them at the funeral home.
But I get what you're saying, Riggins, because the cryogenic thing is more about the potential for life later.
Yeah,
So there's potential life there.
yeah, it's hopeful.
A funeral home is your death.
Yeah, it's the end of the road, but cryogenics, like the hope for the future. I don't know. I can kind of justify it that way.
I'd be
Is it
okay, I'd be
because
okay
it's-
with either, but I see your point that one, cryogenics does seem to be more about the potential for future life.
Yeah,
I may have missed when you said it, but are that cryogenics thing? Are the bodies still there when you're living there?
No, it's just like the bodies wouldn't still be in the funeral home
Okay.
or in the other house.
Just
either.
making
It's
sure.
just like, so is it because it's science? Because it's supposedly some sort of a scientific advancement or whatever that makes it where it seems like it's cleaner and it's not possessed and it's not dead and all of that.
But running a mortuary is science.
Yeah, I don't see how there's any difference in having even if something were the coroner's office and you just have drawers of dead bodies, it's the same as this.
Oh, you
It's the
think so?
same exact, because these are dead bodies that have been brought in, and they just put them in these. If you crack the lid of this cylinder, you're going to be looking at a frozen dead body, and they're, rows and rows of them, just everywhere.
I'm with you, TJ. I'd be okay with either, but I do get the point that how the cryogenics would be a more positive thing than a mortuary. I understand someone's thought process on that.
I don't. If they're both cleaned out and everything's been removed, and they said this was a cryogenics lab with 1,000 dead bodies in it at one time, and this was a mortuary with, that had dead bodies in it, and they did, whatever work they had to do to them. You go, oh well, I'll take the cryogenic place to live in. I'm not living in the one that had caskets and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it because that more folklore and ghost stories and everything comes out of caskets and funeral homes than in cryogenic frozen bodies?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, ATJ Inc., that is our copyright. If anybody's about to get the big idea of making a horror movie where the ghosts come out of a cryogenics lab, don't think you about to go do that.
That's a good idea.
Frozen ghosts.
Let me ask you a question, Riggins. What if, TJ mentioned those bodies that they put the dead bodies on in a mortuary, then they pull them out, and what if you needed some shelves, and somebody said, I have these shelves for sale, and I'll sell them to you at a great price. You're like, these shelves are perfect. And they said, well, these originally were bodies these were shelves where they put dead bodies, and they would pull them in and out when they house them in a mortuary.
No,
Okay.
I'm going to IKEA.
Even though it'd be perfect for your underwear?
No.
I don't like it.
All right, so Tech D Rob's weekend was pretty much step by step of what you would think that any child's weekend would be like. So we'll talk about that coming up next.
Don't miss the Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 a.m. Eastern. Live on the Ace and TJ Family app or download anytime wherever you get podcasts. More Ace and TJ coming up.
When it comes to your money and things like a cash out refi, you hear a lot of stuff these days. Information is flying around, but here's the bottom line. You want someone you can trust. Well, here is someone that we trust. Richard Toccato and the Richard Toccato Companies. We worked with Richard for years, and you know all the ins and outs, and more importantly, you give everybody options.
That's right. We have a lot of options. You know, this one lady, we just refinanced her house, paid off all of her credit card debts. She even paid her car off. She's saving $1,000 a month. So that really changes her life and her, her financial well-being.
Yeah.
And she didn't have to make a house payment until 2024. So, I mean, there's not a better time to do it is when you need the extra money every month.
They call it cash out, is what we call it in the business.
Cash out.
Cash out.
That's right. Cash out.
So it's one free 5-minute phone call right now, 704-800-4719, 704-800-4719, or go to homewithrichard.com. Do it today. You'll be so glad you did. The Richard Toccato Companies. Should you buy? Should you sell? How do I present my house if I do want to sell it? All of those questions can be answered by the experts, and they can take care of you with the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. The Temple team knows everything there is to know about selling, marketing, and buying houses. So get in touch with them today at acetj.com/Temple team. The Temple team at Keller Williams Realty.
Bradham Brothers offers heating, air, and electrical installation and service that you can trust. Their family business has served thousands of customers with honesty and a smile for over 50 years. Go to bradhambrothers.com to schedule service or a free estimate today.
It's a new year, which means new you. No, not if you've got nagging pain. That means we want old you before you had that pain. And it's possible without surgery, without medication, without downtime, thanks to Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic. I am a Neogenics client. I am a Neogenics lover because they fixed my left wrist. And you can get a free consultation right now. Call 704-727-6551 or online at acetj.com/Neogenics, Neogenics. Great food, great drinks, great service, and great atmosphere. You can find them all at one place. Fahrenheit on South Caldwell in Uptown Charlotte, 21 stories above the city. Get details and make reservations at acetj.com/Fahrenheit.
Available when you want, how you want, on the Ace and TJ family app. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Today around noon, there will be a new edition of TJ and Jody's House podcast. Woo, it's fire. Absolute fire this week. Fire as in I'm sweating. It's hot in that room where we be doing it. So that's around noon. Make sure you got the Ace and TJ family app to get that and all kinds of other stuff. You're going to need it. You're going to need it. So, Rob had another big weekend, which I've put it, to summarize Rob's life when he's not working. I say that Rob's life is food, games, bed.
Nailed it.
That's it. Food, games, bed. Pretty much all you did over the weekend, wasn't it, Rob? You ate delicious fast food or restaurant food, and you played board games, and you spent a lot of time in bed.
That's correct.
What time did you get out of bed yesterday?
I finally decided to stay out of bed until 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wait, say that again. You decided to stay out of bed.
Like I had gotten up and, used the restroom, did a few things here and there, but I just got back in the bed afterwards.
Yeah, so in and out of the bed all day. So in other words, when you get up to go to the bathroom or run to the kitchen for a second, that doesn't count as getting out of the bed.
Right.
So he stayed in bed until 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon.
And I only did that because I realized I had to go to Walmart to get a prescription. So I would have stayed probably even longer if I would have remembered that.
That's nice.
Yes, he's like, I forgot I got to go to Walmart, pick up this prescription. I got to get out of bed now. It's 4 o'clock.
I can provide a little insight. I texted him yesterday morning at 9. I said, sorry for the late text, and I had to ask him something. I got a response. It was well after noon.
It was right before. It was 11:50.
So was that when you woke up?
That was one of the times that I woke up, yeah.
I was like, well, it's 9. This is safe. Like, I wanted to text him at 6:30, but I was like, I'll wait. So I was like 9 o'clock. I'll fire it off.
But yesterday he was just worn out from all of the I forgot, it was movie watching and board games and eating all Friday and Saturday up until all hours.
It was a full day, both Saturday.
And they didn't even go to because I wanted to know about how the thing went at the fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
And they didn't go.
Yeah, we didn't.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, they decided to go a different day.
That's why I thought he was responding so late. I was like, well, he did have a long night out in the city.
Turns out he didn't have a late night.
I did have a late night. I was playing I was not playing video games. I was playing board games with people until about just after midnight.
Okay. And were you in bed all day because you were depressed about losing the video game? I mean, the board games?
But I did lose a game that I've never lost that Saturday afternoon. But that's not why I stayed in bed. I mean, I thought about it a lot because I didn't like being beaten. But
And did Meredith, was she at home yesterday?
no, she was out of town until yesterday.
So she didn't have to witness that.
Well, she got home at about an hour before I decided to get up. So she had come in the room while I was still just laying in there.
Honey, I'm home. I'm in bed all day.
So she got home at 4.
Yeah.
And you were still in bed.
Yeah.
And you got up at 5 and went to Walmart.
Yeah, and after 7 or 8 a.m. the sun starts coming in the windows, so I had to put my CPAP on because I wasn't using it at the time, and then cover my head with my blanket, so I didn't get the light on me. So
you weren't just in there watching TV or anything.
No.
You were trying to sleep all day.
not necessarily, yeah, but I wasn't trying to sleep. I was just kind of just laying there most of the time.
Yeah, well, I can understand that because there are times when I'm about to settle in and watch a movie or some kind of a marathon of something, and I get everything set, with maybe my drink next to me and the remote in the right spot, my phone just where I can reach it, and then I put on my CPAP to watch the movie because I'm not planning on going to sleep.
I never turned that TV on at all that morning.
And again, head under the covers with the CPAP on.
Yep, I had that weighted blanket covering my face.
In a pitch black room.
Good Lord.
It wasn't pitch black. That's why I had to do the covers.
Oh.
It's close enough to pitch black, until about 7 or 8 a.m. Then it kind of shines in over the blinds and stuff.
Now, wouldn't you love to come home to that?
It's like the Addams Family. Like everything's pitch black. And
It's the lazy version of the Addams Family.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
As soon as she walked in the door, she said, "It's almost 3 o'clock. You're not going to get up if you're not going to be able to sleep tonight if you don't get up." I said, "Okay, thank you." I stayed there for another hour.
All right, well, good for you, Rob.
good for you.
When is your book out again? When are you going to get that self-help book out? Whew. I can't imagine.
I can't either.
I can't. If I'm not sick, that's the behavior of a sick person.
Oh, yeah.
Not sick in the head, Rob.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you got the COVID or something. Wow. But here he is, bright and bushy-tailed today.
Medicated.
Just didn't get his fancy dinner under him. Other than that, he had a great weekend.
Good for you, Rob.
Great. That is great.
I know, I love it. Great.
So there's a lady who has a stupid question for the world about whether or not she should tell something that she knows. That's people get in trouble all the time, Brother Ace, when they think they got to tell something they know. We'll tell you what it is and get your opinion on it coming up next.
Get Ace and TJ anytime, anywhere, at your convenience with the Ace and TJ Show podcast. Available wherever you get podcasts. More Ace and TJ is next.
If you're so frustrated because you're having to run around all the time, you're so busy, you feel like you're not getting your family something great to eat, then you need Culver's. It's the perfect thing for you. Always made to order, fresh, hot ingredients all day, every day.
And not only do they have the freshest ingredients all day, every day, but they are a part of the community. They're proud to be a part of the Indian Trail community where they're under new ownership. Belmont, University area, Salisbury. Make them a part of your daily routine. Make it your new neighborhood spot. Short waits for the freshest food in town. Get details at acetj.com/Culvers.
As a proven leader in managed IT services, CompuCom delivers innovative solutions designed for how you work today. They'll help you deliver results no matter where you are on your digital transformation journey. It's all at CompuCom. Go to CompuCom.com to find out more.
Create an unforgettable experience with the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com. Weddings, banquets, shows, expos, they do it all at the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com.
When you need furniture for your house, it can be overwhelming if you don't know what you're doing. That's why the great team of designers they have at Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture can help you throughout the process. Whether you're looking for a comfortable mattress, probably the most comfortable you've ever been on, bedroom furniture, living room furniture, it is all fantastic at Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture, and that family-owned and operated business can help you like no other. Go to acetj.com/mattress to check them out. acetj.com/mattress for Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture. Sounds like a sweet deal to me.
From the Calitrin Studios, Calitrin is the safe and effective way to lose weight. Find out more about Calitrin at acetj.com/weight loss. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
There's an advice column in the New York Post. And the headline reads, "I caught my boss and a coworker making out. Should I say something?" And the full dilemma is, I caught my boss in a compromising position with someone on the staff outside of work. They both know I saw them, but neither has said anything. It makes me very uncomfortable. Should I say something to either of them? Should I go to HR? Should I let it go?
Let it go.
Yeah, that's the common sense thing, is just let it go. It's none of your business. And unless you dislike one of them, if you dislike one of them and you want to make life hard for them, then go tell somebody. Or if you like them both now, and then later on they do something that upsets you and you want to play the card on them, then you can do that. But just mind your business. And you expect that's what anybody with common sense would tell them to do. But not whoever wrote the advice column. Said, well, this is a fine mess, but not one of your making. It would have been a lot easier if your boss and coworker didn't know you caught them. Then you could have reported it to HR or anonymously without fear of them knowing it was you, which doesn't mean you still don't report them. It just makes it more complicated for you. I wouldn't confront either of them directly. So, in other words, the advice person says, go to HR, tell them.
Well, why?
Tell them. Because everybody wants to be up in somebody else's business, and they always want to feel like they're doing something. Why does everybody got to be doing? Just out here doing and doing and doing. Mind your business. They weren't hurting you.
Yeah. And it's your job. It's not even in your life. Like, that's at your workplace. It's not like it's your sister-in-law and her, whatever. They're not related to you. You don't know those people.
And they
Get
weren't
your
at
check
work.
And they weren't at work.
Yeah. Get a life. Yeah, unless, like what TJ said, unless you don't like them. And then, then all bets are off.
Yeah.
Keep it in the memory bank for later use.
Like if I saw you, Ace, making out with Riggins at a bar.
I was thinking about that.
There's no way I would say anything. I'd just be like, oh, okay. But it's awkward for me. It's probably it's uncomfortable for me. How is it uncomfortable for you? Just go on about your business.
In this fantasy, scenario, who was the pursuer?
Well, clearly you were the pursuer.
I think so.
Well, no, Ace, you were, because you like them younger.
It's
Fair enough. Yeah.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
Everything you need to know coming up in Now Trending.
Missed part of the show? Just download it. Get the Ace and TJ podcast on any platform. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.